The past is your playground. Abstergo.
Hello, Initiate. Recently, Abstergo Historical Research began several new projects in London. We both know that when Abstergo makes big moves, the Templars are up to something. We think they're hot on the trail of a new piece of Eden. I've got people in London looking for it.
Hey, Bishop! Jacob and Evie Fry are twins. How awesome is that?
Speak of the devil. Fire up your cameras, Bex. I've got picture. ETA on the payload?
Sending it now.
A lot to sift through. I'm gonna get the Initiates on it ASAP.
You look weird with a weapon. Let's plant a little bug and see what we can see. Got something. Isabel Ardant has a meeting here in a few hours. Doesn't say with who.
Doesn't say with whom, Rebecca. I suppose it's down to Muggins here to find out.
Hold on. The mission was to find data to locate a piece of Eden in London.
We did.
And now, I am eager to try this new kit.
I don't like it when those two go off book like this. Well, all we can do is take a deep breath and move forward. You'll be searching for the piece of Eden through the lives of Jacob and Evie Fry, twin assassins who operated in Victorian London. Your first set of genetic memories are downloaded. Good luck.
Brother George, it is as I feared. London has fallen. Thrice I have written to you begging your aid. Thrice you've responded with silence. And yet I write again. So desperate my need, so few my options. I need you. London needs you. You would say it is too great of a task, or that it is not yet time to strike. Patience, you would counsel. But whilst you wait, the Templars consolidate their power. They have chosen a Grand Master so ruthless, so thorough, one might think Reginald Birch himself had returned. His name is Crawford Starrick, and he intends to rule the world. There is no aspect of society he does not control, no industry that escapes his grim touch. By day, it is corrupt merchants and venal politicians who hold court. Come night, a vicious street gang known as the Blighters strikes terror in the hearts of all. There is no business untainted by his poison, no person unexploited, be it by duplicity or force. Our enemy has designs on the highest office of them all. And so, as you look inward, and dare I say it, afraid, Crawford Starrick's ambition is fixed on the beyond, to kingdoms and continents as yet unconquered, though not for long, for he knows, as I have warned you time and time again, whosoever controls London controls the world.
The iron ship's from here. The Templar running things is Rupert Ferris and our target 1. Target 2 is Sir David Brewster, who's got his hands on a bauble that could ruin us in this wretched war. Think you both can handle it?
What a question.
All right. My mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, the unstoppable Fry twins. See them nightly at Covent Garden.
George, honestly, I've studied the plans of the laboratory and have every route covered.
And I've got all I need right here. I'll extend your regards to Ferris.
Chat later, George. We've a train to catch.
Jacob! Evie! May the creed guide you, you vagrants!
Poor man, more afraid than ever. The years have not been kind.
Evie Fry, where do you get it from?
The same place as you, Jacob.
Have fun.
Don't die.
How long does he intend to go on like this? He's disrupting the other workers. Shut his trap and get the machine fixed. And send me some laudanum for my head.
Coming right up.
Okay, welcome everyone back to the Stream-A-Thon, day 18. And of course, this is the final Assassin's Creed stream for this week. This is Assassin's Creed Syndicate, my first ever playthrough of this game. Of course, this is the 9th Assassin's Creed game in the franchise, coming right after Unity and Rogue, the last year, set in Victorian era London, 1868. And we control both the fire twins, Jacob and Evie, Evie being the first female assassin in the mainline Assassin's Creed franchise. I know the first female assassin was in Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, and of course this is also the first Assassin's Creed game to give you the option to be two individual assassins, much similar to how Shadows does with Yasuke and Naue. So with all that being said, we're going to be going until 10 PM. Try not to do too much of Syndicate, just like I did with Unity, which unfortunately had a stream crash towards the end of the stream, which is quite fitting given Unity's reputation for being one of the most buggy Assassin's Creed games. And of course, make sure to check out my socials, Twitch and YouTube, Goddess_Kira, Twitter, Muse's Little Bitch, Instagram, Kira Slayin. And of course, make sure to tune in tomorrow for day 19 of the Stream-A-Thon. We'll be doing AEW Fight Forever.
Afternoon on your streaming, Queen Kiera. Slightly smiling face, slightly smiling face, slightly smiling face.
Locked.
What do you think you're doing?
No one goes in or out, unless there's a problem.
I hold the machines. That door opens, and I have my route to Ferris. Always work on the fly.
Your concerns. You feel that you are being mistreated. You're frustrated. You're not in my
Looks exciting.
sanitary inspector. This man is dead.
You're the dead man! Run along home. I'll teach you how to beg for mercy. Give him a good feeling.
Ferris, I'm coming.
Mr. Ferris has mandated
Time to head for higher ground.
the factory openings will receive double rations. Somebody must be after me. One point named you. Move out of the way. Harvey Walker. Lewis Morgan.
He's not very good at hiding, is he?
Lewis Morgan. Trevor Ward.
Mr. Ferris, sir. The lad in the factory should be taken to be bandaged by the apothecary.
Fine. But dock his wages.
Yes, sir.
Shall we arrive at a final price, Mr. Ferris?
I surrender. Just let me live.
It is my hope that this good news may please you. I await.
It is done.
Oh? What did you accomplish, boy? A bolt loosened in Starrick's machine. A large bolt, but not enough.
Your Grandmaster will fall.
You assassins can circle London to your heart's content. The mechanism we have built has been going strong for 100 years, and will run 1,000 more. It is the very city itself.
We will take London from your hands.
From Croydon? You lurk in the shadows like a coward. I doubt it.
We seem to have made an unscheduled stop. Maybe next time I'll walk.
Yard. Guard quarters. Brewster's laboratory. This is where the piece of Eden will be located. No loose ends. Now, to decouple the locomotive and create a diversion.
Well, where is it? Huh? Where's Brewster's supplies? Meter. Who's there? Where the fuck's he gone?
Time to deploy the diversion. I'm on my way, Sir David. Hello, boys.
Ha! I thought you were hard!
Please, miss. Don't tell us. They'll send us. She's turned up like a bat. See that woman there?
Smells like Jacob's cooking. That should keep you busy while I head into your lab.
Follow me down the tracks.
You stay here. Keep a lookout.
All right.
I'll shout if I get any bother.
First for a bird's eye view. Can't be too careful.
How would it come apart?
It's a trespass at our
I've made a huge mistake.
I need 2 more weeks with the device.
Your questionable practices are beginning to draw unwanted attention. You've been given more than enough time to achieve results, Sir David.
I was unaware that you expected me to perform like a cocker spaniel.
Permit me to remind you of your obligation to the Order.
Miss Thorne, you ride me like a racehorse.
Sir David, I will return tomorrow. If you have not unlocked the device's secrets, forget your dogs and horses. I will leave you to the wolves. Good day.
I was merely promised a tour of the premises, my lords.
Who sent you?
It's one of Green's spies.
Get that man to interrogation. Then I want him brought to the lab.
What a pity. But no deviations from the mission. Nearly there. Where is Brewster's laboratory? All reconnaissance pointed straight here.
Get her out of here! You call this clock!
Give him a taster.
No. No.
Stop her!
Ah, thank you kindly.
I was in ever such a squeaky fix when, what do you know? You rescue me.
Where's the hidden laboratory?
Untie me, and then we can parley, milady.
I'm pressed for time. Tell me now.
It's underground. Requires a key. One of the guards nicked mine, cheeky sod.
Thank you.
Now? Untie me?
You got yourself in. I trust you can get yourself out again.
Not to worry, milady. Can still recall a couple of tricks from me carnival days.
Charming.
Hey! Someone get her! Here we go! I'll tear you to... Run up! You'll regret that! Miss Thorne will have your guts for garters.
Let's have a butcher's downstairs then. I want to see that up.
What's on through with ya?
Got it.
There's a trespasser out! I'll gut you like a fish! She's not allowed in here! She's right there! Yes!
There you are. The entrance to Brewster's lab.
You're wasting my time.
Back on track.
No, it can't. So do as you bloody close to.
Piece of Eden.
Increase the electricity.
But it'll become unstable, sir.
You heard what Miss Thorne said. We need results now.
You don't mind me saying that would be an exceptionally bad
is time to lay down your head, Sir David Brewster.
But I have so much more to discover.
Do not be afraid.
I'm not. God will protect me.
I will continue your experiment.
You will not stop, Starrick. Miss Thorne has already found another piece of Eden, more powerful than the last.
I will take that one too.
We fight to gain what we cannot take with us. It's in our nature.
I have to get out of here, now. Come on, Evie. Keep going. That was far too close. I must find a way out. Nearly through. Come on!
Was that explosion?
What explosion?
Evie?
Piece of Eden detonated and took the lab with it.
The magic lump of hyperbolic metal. I'm shocked.
Simply because you have never valued the pieces does not
All
mean...
went according to plan,
There was a slight complication.
How slight?
The lab exploded.
Jacob.
You derailed a train.
Oh, he did. Did he?
Well, the train derailed and I happened to be on it. I killed my target.
Brewster is also no more.
Then all in all a successful mission in spite of you two.
What about London?
What about it?
We're wasting our time out here.
You know as well as I do that London has been the domain of the Templars for the last 100 years. They are far too strong yet. Patience.
But the Templars have found a new piece of Eden.
Sir David is dead. They do not know how to use it. The Council shall guide us. Sound advice that your father would have seconded. I shall see you back in Crawley.
Patience, Evie.
Ah, the gentle sound of opportunity passing us by.
So what's stopping us? London is waiting to be liberated. Forget Crawley.
Father would have wanted us to listen.
Oh, Father! You could continue his legacy in London.
Freeing future generations from a city ruled by Templars. You know, Jacob Fry, you might just be right.
Then shall we?
Yes. Let's. Onward to London.
I know. You've only had a taste of our latest acquisition from Abstergo. But I want to check in on Sean and Rebecca. I still think attacking a Templar is a mistake.
Call Dr. Grammatica.
Come on. Isabel, what a lovely surprise.
Our mutual friends will be here shortly to search for the artifact. Once it's located, I'll let you know.
Super. Always a pleasure.
Prick.
It's people like you that give historians a bad name.
I'm afraid I don't have time for you today, Mr. Hastings.
Thank you for making my job easy.
Oh, shit.
It does look grim.
Master Berg, Agent Acosta. Deal with them, please. Move it! Hunt them down!
All they had to do was wait for you to search the data. Their little stunt has put the whole operation at risk. You need to synchronize Jacob and Evie's memories. Find something that puts us ahead of the enemy. Time is of the essence, and lives are now clearly on the line. Good luck.
I've never seen so many people all at once.
Churning seas of London. It's just the way Father described. Now, to find Henry Green and formulate a plan of attack against the Templars.
Who's Mr. Green again?
The assassin watching over London? Did you not listen the first 3 times?
Listen to what? Oi, watch it.
Beg pardon, sir.
Oi! Come back here, you filthy dipper!
Stop!
Fine, you little mobsman. Keep it.
Well, well. What do we have here? You're on our property.
Finish him off, and we'll go for a drink.
Don't pull any punches! How's about I'll stick a hot
Rip your tongue out.
Excellent. What else does London have to offer?
Now is not the time for tourism, Jacob. Now's the time to find Henry Green. I've always been the quicker climber, haven't I?
Not since we were 2.
Rated to the highest vantage point. You're going to lose again.
Not on my watch!
Where is Mr. Green's shop located? It was marked on Father's map.
2 assassins. Equal in height. 1 female, 1 male. 2 decades old. And those devilish smiles. You must be the Fry twins.
And you are?
Henry Green, at your service. I was sorry to learn about your father's passing.
Thank you.
What can you tell us about Crawford Starrick?
I suppose the Council desires news.
London must be freed. to provide a better future for all of its citizens.
Well, thank goodness the Council saw reason and sent you to aid us.
Yes. Thank goodness.
Unfortunately, I am the bearer of bad news. Today, Starrick sits at the helm of the most sophisticated Templar infrastructure known in the Western world. Every class, every borough, the gangs, the industries. His reach extends all across London.
I've always thought of myself as a gang leader. Firm, but fair. Huh. Well, I have uniforms. And I'll unite a mix of disenfranchised outsiders under one name. That's it, Evie. We can rally them to our side.
Oh, like the way that you rallied those card players at the Oakwood Tavern into the river.
Oh, that was different. They beat me at whist. I can see it now. We'll call ourselves the Rooks.
You were never good at chess either.
Have you got a better plan?
Find the piece of Eden.
Oh.
Well, let me show you the lay of the land. Shall we? The best way to see any landscape is from above. Climb the chimney and see all of London for yourself. Look at what Starrick has done to the city. Whitechapel is riddled with crime. Child labor, despite regulations. A gang known as the Blighters overruns the streets, and Templars manipulating behind the scenes. As in all the other boroughs, we need to return this city to the people who built it in the first place.
We will free London from Starrick. You have my word.
And my Rooks.
Miss Fry, your passion is inspiring. Come, let us return to my shop, and I can bring you up to date on the rest. Keep quiet. Kaylock's looking for me.
Who's Kaylock?
One of Starrick's gang leaders.
Why does he want you?
He's after some of my more arcane research into one of the precursor artifacts.
The piece of Eden.
So tell me about these Blighters.
In search of an army, Starrick gathered up the nastiest of the underworld. Some of the city's gangs tried to prevent it and were slaughtered for their efforts. Now, only Whitechapel's clinkers remain opposed, but they're no match for the Blighters.
Well, let's shine these clinkers up then, shall we? They're just the sort we're looking for.
You can't be serious.
Evie, they're ready to fight and oppose the Blighters. This is my chance to step in. Look out, London. Here come the Rooks.
Confound this city. No one looks where they're going.
Yes, I've noticed that.
Bloody Drood. I'll never finish it at this rate. Only Providence knows where those words are headed now. Well, I must get to work replacing them. Should you ever be in the mood for a tale or two, you can always find me where the ale is warm and tempers are hot. Ta-ta!
What an odd man.
That Mr. Fry was Charles Dickens. Knows everyone and everything in the city. If I were you, I would keep that connection in your back pocket. Kaylock's gang is nearby. They must not follow me back to my shop.
We'll take care of it.
Here, you might be able to use this.
Oh God, I hope so.
My carriage is nearby. Make use of it to throw them off my trail. I will meet you at the curio shop.
Keep moving. We need to lead them away from Green. Here comes trouble.
Carriages are easily damaged. Kaylock.
They're gone.
Now to return to Mr. Green.
Aye, aye, Captain.
You're relentless.
That relentlessness will see me become master when we finish this.
George would do nothing of the sort. Whatever's left of the Creed would perish under your control.
Harsh words, dear sister.
I do hope Mr. Green made it back safely.
Don't tell me you fancy the bloke already.
And what do you suggest we do if our #1 source of information turns up dead?
Starrick can't be that hard to find. I say we turn the carriage round and go find him.
This is why you aren't in charge.
That's a girl. Whoa, easy. Steady on.
Did you give them the slip?
We gave them more than that.
Who are all these people?
Over the years, I have established a number of connections across the city.
Splendid. We'll need focused aid.
Focused aid. We take over Starrick's gangs, we cripple his control.
You're not aiming high enough. Starrick has influence in every branch of society. We need to match him.
I see what you're saying, Evie. We need the Rooks.
You are not starting a gang called the Rooks.
I believe I may have an idea of my own. We will need the police to turn a blind eye to activities. My ally in the force, Sergeant Aberline. I've heard he's a master of disguise. Next up, urchins.
Urchins?
Urchins. Children make for excellent spies.
Clara O'Day.
Smart as a whip, that one.
Finally, you would be wise to remember that Starrick never acts alone. There are gang leaders in every borough. You'll meet them soon enough, no doubt.
Rexford Kaylock, known for his ability to vanish before your very eyes.
Should we make him vanish for real?
I suppose.
One moment. A Templar target you might want to look into. Be cautious. It's rough out there.
No, don't worry about me, Greenie. I can handle a few thugs. What's the plan, then, oh mighty planner?
You're the one with... and ideas. The gangs, the fights, even the outfits you'll wear. Perhaps you should lead the way.
If you insist.
Break your legs. A little elbow grip.
You look tired.
Fix that right up.
Get some rest.
Run into the ground, innit? You can't face me. Don't go easy.
now. Come on. Roll there.
Gavin, you're mixed.
Hi Goddess Kiera. I have sent you a DM back.
Gotta go. That's it. girl. There you go. Easy now. Hup.
So this is my first ever playthrough of Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I am now going to be wrapping up the stream in a bit. I like the dynamic between Jacob and Evie. Evie being more tactical, more the smarter of the twins. She's definitely one of the assassins that lean into the stealth aspect of the game more than Jacob, who I just think's very much similar to Ezio, a young Ezio, and Arno from Assassin's Creed Unity, where he's just a lot more brash, a lot more going in all guns a-blazing, whereas Evie's more smart. This is also the first Assassin's Creed game that introduces things like alternate transportation, such as taking horses in carriages. The first one where we can actually play as two different assassins. The inventory, the skills system, that's new. The combat's a bit more changed. Parkour's slightly altered a bit. I feel less likely that I'm going to do one of those wrong jumps to my death, which is a common occurrence in early Assassin's Creed games. And of course, this is the last ever Assassin's Creed before the jump to the more RPG role-playing game system with the likes of Odyssey, Origins, Valhalla, Mirage, I think, borrows similar aspects, and I think Shadows gets rid of it, from what I remember. But yeah, this has been Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm not going to do any more of the game because I don't want to get too far into the game. So we've done the first two sequences. of the game. So what's going to happen, I'm going to delete the save, just like I've done with Unity, just like I did with Shadows, because I'm taking the Assassin's Creed franchise in order. I've shown off 1. I've beaten 1 until 1 gets remastered for the PS5, PS4, etc. I'm not touching AC1. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is going to get remade, called Resync. That's going to be pretty good. Bringing it to PS5 generation, etc. The graphics are probably going to be really damn good. AC Black Flag was always one of the more better looking Assassin's Creed games. I'm not going to shade on Unity and Syndicate. Both games look amazing for games that were released in 2014 and 2015 respectively. I like the dynamic again between Jacob and Evie. The setting's quite good, you know, Victorian era London. The line delivery on Evie about the piece of Eden's going to be etched into my memory for quite a while with this game. It's a good game for what it is. It's not the best Assassin's Creed, no way, but it's a solid little Assassin's Creed game. It's kind of the end of an era for the more conventional Assassin's Creeds, because you know they'll introduce the RPG system by Origins and Odyssey, and of course the development cycle. It's no longer an annual, yearly release. It goes into like a 2-year or a 3-year life cycle between Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, Mirage, and Shadows. But yeah, it's kind of my thoughts. I mean, this is just the first playthrough. It's not going to be... My thoughts probably aren't completely set in stone. I've only done like two sequences of the game. With that being said, I highly recommend you tune in to tomorrow's live stream. That's going to be All Elite Wrestling Fight Forever on the PlayStation 5. I can't wait to be doing that one. That's going to be the return of vocal streams. I am going to be doing vocal commentary, showing the game off, showing all the mods, showing everything that AEW Fight Forever has to offer. Even the season pass, I'm going to get all the season pass installed, which I've pre-bought. And we may even show off Road to Elite, which isn't the first time that I've done that mode. I've done it loads of times via the PS4 and PS5 versions of the game. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good one. I still think AEW Fight Forever is one of the most disappointing games I've played as a professional wrestling fan. And whilst I'm actually here, I may as well get the opportunity to talk about Revolution, the recent AEW pay-per-view, which aired March 15th, 2026 at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. I refuse to call it the Crypto.com Arena. It'll always be known as the Staples Center to me. Next AEW pay-per-view is Sunday, April 12th from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada for Dynasty. And then, of course, the AEW's WrestleMania, you could say, Double or Nothing. So let's go quickly through the match card. I'll try and get my thoughts. I didn't watch Revolution. I haven't watched an AEW pay-per-view since Full Gear back in November. I didn't really want to watch World's End, which was the December PLE for AEW, AEW's final PLE of 2025. I didn't really want to watch it, to be honest. I don't really watch a lot of AEW shows, even though the schedule for AEW is quite small in comparison to WWE. Besides Dynasty, the occasional specials on Dynamite, Collision, stuff like that. They do World's End. I think they did When Worlds Collide. World's End. They do Forbidden Door, which there is a collaboration pay-per-view with New Japan Pro Wrestling, which AEW have a good business relationship with. Similar with Ring of Honor, which is owned under AEW owner Tony Khan, and CMLL, which is a Mexican, one of the top 2 Mexican wrestling promotions, is also got a business relationship with AEW and is considered the rival to AAA. So we'll quickly go through the match card, all 13 matches, which is impressive. I'm not the hugest fan of AEW. I've given it a watch here and there over the years since its inception in 2019. Honestly, I kind of thought it was going to be a flash in the pan promotion. Like at best, I honestly expected it to kind of be WWE number 1, and then stuff like MLW, Major League Wrestling, NWA, National Wrestling Alliance, TNA, Total Nonstop Action, and AAA, to name a few, to be kind of like all around the second, in terms of like North American professional wrestling organizations, to always kind of be like second there, while WWE's always going to probably be number 1. No disrespect to the litany of wrestling organizations, not just in North America. I mean, there's New Japan, All Japan, Pro Wrestling Noah, FMW, stuff like that, you know, that are there. I've tried with AEW. I don't know why I can't really get into AEW, considering, you know, it has a lot more of what I want. It feels more like a blend between the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era of WWE, where WWE was just all out crazy. You know, you've got stuff like sick headshots with steel chairs, more violence, more profanity, more explicities. Just in storylines can go crazy, all kinds of crazy action, high match rate quality, a fantastic roster, a more relaxed vibe over in AEW, but I think that's also a curse as well as a blessing, because it's run by a wrestling mark in Tony Khan, and I know there's Al Snow there as well, but it just feels a lot more disjointed and disorganized compared to WWE, which is probably why CM Punk left AEW, and as well as Punk causing a lot of controversy at the time when he was a part of All Elite Wrestling. And there's been all kinds of ex-WWE names have gone to AEW over the years. Andrade's back there, Rusev went there, Edge and Christian are currently in AEW, Matt and Jeff Hardy were there, Chris Jericho, Big Show, Mark Henry, Dustin Rhodes, aka Goldust, John Moxley, Dean Ambrose, you know, Cody Rhodes for a brief period of time. there's CM Punk. It's just names there, and AEW does have the best wrestler in the world currently. You know, Kenny Omega, in my opinion, who is the greatest professional wrestling star in wrestling today. I think Kenny is number one in so many fields. Like him, AJ Styles before he retired. You could make a push for Seth and Roman to be on there if there was like a Mount Rushmore of current pro wrestlers that I really enjoy watching. Punk, he's kind of there, but he's had one match since he's come back in WWE, back SummerSlam against Gunther. I think is his best match since he came back. Other than that, Punk's matches have kind of been a bit for me since he came back. But I digress. Let's discuss Revolution. So the first match on the pre-show was Boom and Doom, and they, which was made up of Big Boom, AJ, and QT Marshall, along with Aaron Solo, Big Justice, and the Rizzler, and they defeated the Infantry, Captain Sean Dean, and Carly Bravo, with Christian Exo, Shane Taylor, and Trish Adora. It was a tag team match. It opened up the show. Again, I've not seen Revolution, so I'm not going to give my opinion on the match, but this is just me literally rattling off the results. Willow, next match was for the AEW TBS Championship. TBS being the Turner Broadcasting system, which was it's a mid-card title. It's mainly for the women. The longest reigning AEW TBS champion being one Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné. The first champion being the current WWE Women's Champion in real life, Jade Cargill. So that was Lena Cross against the champion Willow Nightingale. She is also one half of the AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. There is so many titles in AEW, and they're always doing something, which is cool, but it's disjointed in some ways, because you want your wrestling company to be a lot more organized, a lot more straightforward. You know who you're facing, you know what's happening. I do like how AEW is presented. They want to get every title on the card, and they want to get everyone on the show, which is very hypocritical of me, because my first WWE 2K26 PLE is Backlash, and I'm putting every title on the line for the first episode. So it's very hypocritical of me to say something about that, but I'm trying. It's my when I get into like episode 2, which is going to be the draft, I'm going to try and change things up. I'm obviously not going to have every pay-per-view be every title has to get defended, but for stuff like Backlash, it's the first one of 2K26, I'm going to do it. Stuff like WrestleMania, of course, I'm going to be splitting both nights to have championships defended. So Willow Nightingale retained the AEW TBS Championship. She did suffer quite a brutal match in some ways. It only went 11 minutes, but it did get a bit more like brutal towards into the match. I do remember bits and pieces kind of from watching Cultaholics, what happened at insert AEW Revolution. Harley Cameron, Willow Nightingale's tag team partner, did try and assist and help out Willow, and Willow Nightingale is still AEW TBS champion. The final match on the pre-show was a 21-man blackjack battle royale for the AEW National Championship, which is it's basically AEW's equivalent to the United States Championship in WWE, if I'm going to be brutally honest. So this was a 21-man battle royale. You had the likes of Rocky Romero, Austin Gunn, AR Fox, Johnny TV, formerly known as John Morrison in WWE, Austin Gunn, the son of Billy Gunn, who's also in AEW, Rocky Romero, who's best known for his time in New Japan Pro Wrestling as a part of the tag team Show and Yo, Scorpio Sky, Leo Rush, who also used to be in WWE, Dralistico, Anthony Bowens, Dalton Castle, The Beast Mortis, Trent Beretta, who used to be in WWE, Commander, Daniel Garcia, Katsuyori Shibata, who's from New Japan Pro Wrestling, Rush, Ace Austin, Tommaso Ciampa, who came from WWE and also former AEW TNT champion, Juice Robinson, formerly of New Japan Pro Wrestling and WWE, El Clon, from CMLL, and Ricochet, who left WWE a while back, and who was the defending AEW National Champion. I think he won it back at Full Gear, if memory serves. And it was won by Jungle Boy Jack Perry, also formerly known as the Scapegoat Jack Perry, in a pretty decent to pretty solid Battle Royale match for the National Championship. I think Jack Perry deserved it in a way. He's been a pretty good part of AEW since the company's foundations in 2019. Getting the title off Ricochet, probably a bit too soon, but given between December's World's End and March's Revolution's probably best he drops the National Championship. I think they could do so many good avenues with Ricochet, given that he's a heel, and I think though he'd be a pretty damn good chicken shit heel, which is probably what he is in AEW, a chicken shit heel. But yeah, right man won on the pre-show. Kicking off the main show, we have FTR, also known as Fuck the Revival, Cash Wheeler and Dash Harwood, defending the AEW World Tag Team Championships, accompanied with Stokely, and they defeated the Young Bucks of Matt and Nick Jackson, the current executive vice presidents of All Elite Wrestling, as well as along with Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega, the founders of AEW. Good match, really solid opener. Both teams are incredible. I remember watching FTR, the Revival, back in WWE, and they were fantastic. They were very old school tag team philosophy, very old school tag team in some ways, just masters of the tag team game, which is no wonder why they won both the NXT Tag Team Championships and the Raw Tag Team Championships when they were in the WWE. I do feel like their WWE run could have been a lot more better, given the fact that they were one of the premium tag teams that the WWE's had in a very long time. Along there with the likes of the New Day and the Usos, the Revival were some of the best tag teams in WWE at the time. And then going up against the Young Bucks, yeah, it was a great opening match. The Young Bucks, they're always going to guarantee to give you a solid match. I don't think it's the best Young Bucks match, in my opinion. I think the best Young Bucks match I've seen is probably their matches in TNA with the Motor City Machine Guns, and then they also had a really damn good match at Strong Style Evolved in 2018 against the Golden Lovers, which was Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega. And that's probably one of the best Young Bucks matches I've seen. But yeah, good opener. Coming towards the end of the match, Edge and Christian, aka Christian Cage, and Adam Copeland made their returns to AEW, potentially setting up a feud with not just the Revival for the tag titles, but a feud with the Young Bucks, which would be pretty huge. You know, the Young Bucks against Edge and Christian, that's a money match in my opinion. Next was Timeless Toni Storm, and she faced Marina Shafir of the Death Riders stable. Everyone was banned from ringside, so no Death Riders members can get involved. No one on Tony's half can get involved. Pretty good match. I feel like Marina could have probably done with the win, in my opinion. I don't think it could have harmed Tony by losing to Marina Shafir in that style of match. You had Tony biting Marina's toes. You had Tony biting bits and pieces of Marina, something she's done quite often. She's very eccentric and very out there is the Timeless persona, and I don't think it was her best match at all. But for what it was a pretty decent women's match, all things considered. Unfortunately, it did have the debut of Ronda Rousey in AEW, which I know she's got a fight coming in May. I know she's going to be making her big MMA return May 16th under Jake Paul's promotion. Kind of says it all when Jake Paul is considered the biggest babyface going, when he's actually wanting to push women's MMA into more the mainstream than what the UFC is currently doing. It's quite ridiculous in that aspect. Ronda Rousey, former UFC bantamweight women's champion, paved the way for so many women's athletes to make the jump into the UFC. Pretty much solidified women fighting in mixed martial arts, and you know, because Dana White for a long time said he's no women will ever fight in the UFC. Ronda Rousey turns up, and what do you know? Women are fighting in the UFC. Of course, she's got other credentials. She won the bronze medal at the 2008 Olympics in judo. She's won gold medals. She's a UFC Women's Hall of Famer. She's a UFC Hall of Famer. She's won the bantamweight women's champion. She had a lot of historic wins. She was dominant. She was a big box office draw, you know, around the time when her and Conor were just ruling the UFC. Unfortunately, she had some big profile losses to Holly Holm. She had another big loss to Amanda Nunes. She went into acting, which she can't fucking act. I've seen her in Fast and Furious 7. She couldn't act. Mortal Kombat 11. She can't act. She voices Sonya Blaze in Mortal Kombat 11. She's bad. She's not a good actor. She's not a good actress. She's not very good. She is bad on the mic. You put a mic in front of her, she's not very good at all. She is terrible. She's horrible promo skills, which will come to affect her when she goes into pro wrestling. After leaving the UFC, she went in January 2018, WWE, big coup at the time, at the end of the Royal Rumble. Bad reputation going off in the background. Ronda Rousey makes her big debut to the WWE, famously pointing at the WrestleMania sign alongside Charlotte Flair, the SmackDown Women's Champion, the Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss, and the inaugural Women's Royal Rumble winner Asuka at the time. And to be honest, bar the promos, because Ronda was always terrible on the mic, very wooden promos. As a wrestler, she was fucking amazing in her debut match, teaming up with Kurt Angle against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon at WrestleMania 34. But that's largely due to the fact that she had a lot of training behind her. She adapted so well from MMA to WWE. She had a great showing with the likes of Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. Like, she dominated Triple H. She picked up Triple H. She smacked the shit out of Triple H. But then, after that Mania match, it just kind of, she had the usual booking of squash match, squash match, squash match, continuing on with squash matches until she eventually suffered a loss to Nia Jax at the Money in the Bank PLE. Didn't do her much favours. Then she had a squash match victory over Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's title, winning the title, holding it until WrestleMania 35, and she had some good matches in between then. She had a decent showing against Nikki Bella at Evolution. She had a really good one against Sasha Banks at the Royal Rumble. And then the match at WrestleMania 35, kind of best known for the fuck finish towards the end, where Ronda's shoulders weren't really down for the 3 count in that crucifix pin by Becky, when Becky Lynch won both the Raw Women's and SmackDown Women's title, also having Charlotte Flair in the main event. It was the last ever one-night WrestleMania. The first time, and as of now, only time, women have main evented WrestleMania. And she leaves WWE after dropping the Raw Women's title. Probably her first, I mean, the Money in the Bank match kind of was just a fuck finish with Nia Jax, but her first proper pinfall loss on at WrestleMania, no less, in the main event. First ever time women are main eventing WrestleMania, for fuck's sake. Fuck finish. And Ronda fucks off. And throughout 2020, she didn't come back. Throughout 2021, she didn't come back. I know she had stuff going on in her life at the time. I think her and I think she had a child by then at that point. So obviously the main priorities are not going to be, I'm going to get back to WWE as soon as possible. I mean, WWE in 2019 was just abysmal after WrestleMania. And then obviously 2020 sucked in general, but it sucked even more if you're a WWE fan and watching WWE. 2021, a blur, to be honest. She'd come back in January 2022 at the Royal Rumble, alongside Brock Lesnar winning the Men's Rumble. She would win the Women's Rumble. Nobody asked for it. Nobody wanted it. She came back after 3 years absence. Automatic WrestleMania title shot against Charlotte at Mania 38 by winning the Rumble. Makes no fucking sense. Like, the booking for that Rumble PLE was just terrible, like abysmal booking. You know, you had stuff like Bobby Lashley dropping the title to Brock. That match didn't even last long. It lasted only maybe like 6, 7, maybe even 9 minutes at a push. It didn't last long, point stand. The Roman Reigns Seth Rollins match was okay. Roman Reigns getting involved in the match between Brock and Bobby was just a bit to set up Roman versus Brock again at WrestleMania, and again in a winner takes all match for the two's respective titles, the WWE title and the Universal title. The Rumble match itself, with Brock not only losing the WWE title but winning the Royal Rumble. Shane McMahon having a pretty damn good showing in the Rumble, but why was a non-wrestler getting so much exposure and so much push in the Rumble over people who deserve to win that Rumble? And why the fuck did they go at Brock Lesnar and Ronda Rousey when the fan consensus is that, why are we putting Brock and Ronda, who are part-timers and outsiders in some ways? I know Brock's obviously got a history with WWE, but why the fuck did they decide to bring Ronda Rousey back to the Royal Rumble and have her win the Rumble? Like, fair enough if she comes back in the Rumble, cool, it's a pop, but to win makes no fucking sense. And then, of course, thankfully WWE seen their shit, and they were like, okay, we're not gonna have her beat Charlotte at Mania. Or in fact, I think they even, I don't even know, I can't remember, I never watched Mania 38, but I think at the time she may have beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, because I do know she was women's champion in 2022. And Ronda's just, that run was just bad from 2022 to 23. The only good thing was that she put over Liv Morgan. You know, Liv Morgan cashed in, won the Money in the Bank ladder match, beat Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey put her over really well, and the subsequent feud was pretty solid. The match was decent enough. You know, so I'll give her that. She put over Liv Morgan. She put over Sasha Banks. Or rather, no, sorry, Sasha Banks put her over quite well. You know, there was moments where in Ronda's pro wrestling career, things were going okay. There were some bright sparks. But it's just, the shit is too hard to ignore. And then she became a women's tag team champion with Shayna Baszler. She'd retire the NXT women's tag team titles alongside Shayna Baszler, and she had her final match in August 2023 at SummerSlam. I remember watching it. I stayed up to watch it. Stayed up to watch SummerSlam. And the MMA rules match, it just felt like a kid's version of MMA. It wasn't very... They didn't go all out. It was in a wrestling ring. They had gloves. They had the usual MMA flair. And it was just kind of a boring match. I think I remember Ronda got choked out, and that was it. She left WWE afterwards. Obviously in interviews later on, she'd obviously slag off and criticize and just torch her reputation. Get it? Because her theme song was Bad Reputation. But she'd torch her image with wrestling fans, with the WWE, through various interviews. Her conspiracy theories and whatnot. which paints her in a quite a uncomfortable light, I guess, is the nicest way I could put it. And she debuted in AEW. A person who hates wrestling, hates pro wrestling, hates wrestling fans, and yet she was in AEW. And, you know, she's had a few wrestling matches. Post WWE. I think she was in PWG in 2023, or maybe MLW in 2023. She was in Ring of Honor in a tag match with Marina Shafir against Athena and I can't remember the other girl, but she was there. But her last match was free. Her last wrestling match was 3 years ago in Ring of Honor. So for 3 years she hasn't wrestled, and for I forget. I'd actually hold on. I want to check something real quick. Ronda Rousey. So yeah, this is Ronda Rousey. Come on. I want to just let's go all the way. I don't care about a judo one. Nope. There. She hasn't. Her last MMA fight was on December 30, 2016, a 48-second loss to Amanda Nunes for the UFC Women's Bantamweight Championship at UFC 207. Before that, she lost to Holly Holm in 59 seconds, and then her last win was in 2015, August 1st, in the first round, a 34-second win against Bethe Correia. And then she'd lose to Holly Holm in the second round at UFC 193 and lose to Amanda Nunes. So she hasn't fought in the UFC for 10 years, and she hasn't fought in pro wrestling for 3 years. And yet, Jake Paul's organization or production company or whatever it is for Netflix, she's facing Gina Carano, who used to work in Elite Extreme Combat and Strike Force. She and Chris Cyborg were also some of the first ever women to main event an MMA match. She was in acting. She was in films like Fast and Furious 6, The Mandalorian, Deadpool, to name a few. She was a Strikeforce lightweight champion, and she hasn't fought in 17 years, by the way. 17 whole years since she lost to Chris Cyborg in the first round for the inaugural women's featherweight title. 7 wins, 1 loss, compared to Ronda Rousey, who's lost twice. She's won, I think, 12 wins, 2 losses, no draws. Gina Carano, 7 wins, 1 loss. So it's battle of the losers. Battle of the 2 MMA stars who have not even competed in well over a decade. 17 years for Gina, 10 for Ronda. And yet that's going to be a match on Most Valuable Promotions Netflix card, May 16th in Los Angeles. I've also heard rumours that Nate Diaz is going to be on that card, which could be cool, could be shit. I think it's just a vanity project. To be honest, I think it's just a freak show fight kind of deal. No disrespect to either Gina Carano and or Ronda Rousey, but I just think it's just a big I just think it's going to be shit, to be honest. And I hope we don't get Ronda Rousey in AEW. I fucking hope not. I just hope it's just she came in just to promote the Gina Carano fight. And who knows, maybe there's going to be some AEW promotion for that fight, etc. It's hard to tell. Next up was a no time limit match for the AEW Continental Championship. Jon Moxley defeating Konosuke Takeshita, the former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, by submission. Brutal match from what I've seen of the footage, being, still images. It was, Moxley retaining the Continental Championship pretty decent. Jon Moxley's Jon Moxley. You can always get a good match out of him. I'm just so glad he's found himself in AEW after the WWE just screwed him. Next match was for the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championships. The Divine Dominion, Megan Bayne and Lena Cross, defeating the Babes of Wrath, Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale. Lena Cross and Willow fought earlier on the pre-show for the TBS title. Short women's tag team match, but of course they weren't going to go along. Lena and Willow literally just fought earlier in the card, and it was just kind of a way to get Megan and Harley on the show to fight as well. Pretty decent match. The Divine Dominion are the new Women's World Tag Team Champions. I don't really have much of an opinion on the women's tag team title scene in AEW, so well done. Well done to the Divine Dominion. Next, another brutal match. Swerve Strickland, accompanied by Prince Nana, he defeated Brody King in quite a brutal match. You had the likes of, one spot where Swerve was literally going to kill Brody King in the ring, and Will Ospreay made a return, which was huge. That was fantastic to see him back. It's also fantastic to see Kenny Omega back. Absolutely adore Kenny Omega. So that was cool to see. Good win for Swerve. He needs it. The heel turn's doing well for him. Next is a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Women's World title, and also Swerve Strickland is doing so much better in AEW than he is in WWE. NXT North American Championship was all he got in WWE, whereas he's a former AEW World Champion in AEW. Thekla, she defended the Women's World title in a 2 out of 3 falls match, defeating Chris Statlander 2-1. Pretty fun match. I know very little about either women, so for what it was, it probably was a great match. That's literally all I have to say. Again, I don't watch a lot of AEW, you can kind of tell. Next was the Trios match for the AEW World Trios Championship. Jet Speed, Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey, alongside new AEW recruit from CMLL, Mystico, defeated the Don Callis family of Kyle Fletcher, former TNT champion, or I think he still is the TNT champion. Yep. TNT champion, the Proto Star, and Mark Davis. They also had Kazuchika Okada with, as part of the Don Callis family, Kazuchika Okada, the former IWGP Heavyweight Champion, by the way, the man of 5-star fame to Dave Meltzer with his matches with Kenny Omega. Just a pretty damn good 6-man tag. That's all I can kind of say. The Mystico won the tag titles. He's just signed with AEW. I think it's pretty good for him to have a title. The Don Callis family don't really need the trios titles when they've got Kyle Fletcher, who I think is going to turn on the Don Callis family. I could see him flesh out on his own. From what I've seen of AEW, I quite enjoy Kyle Fletcher. Penultimate match, fucking hell, not penultimate match. Next one, Andrade El Idolo, aka formerly Andrade, aka Andrade Cien Almas, also known as Charlotte Flair's former boyfriend, teamed up again alongside Don Callis, member of the Don Callis family, and he beat Bandido in a pretty damn good match. Very brutal, from what I recall. Some pretty good spots. Andrade's solid. You can tell he's a good, safe pair of hands, is Andrade. Penultimate match, the Tornado Trios match, car crash match. Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong defeating the Dogs, David Finlay, Gabe Kidd, and Clark Connors. Pretty decent, the three young kids losing to the more established names of Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, and Roddy Strong. Pretty good final match, penultimate match, sorry. And the main event, a Texas Deathmatch, last chance Texas Deathmatch for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Since Hangman Page lost, he will never be able to challenge for the title again. Yes, Hangman Adam Page, the former AEW World Heavyweight Champion on multiple occasions, lost to the champion Maxwell Jacob Friedman, aka MJF, in a nearly 50-minute match. A nearly 50-minute match, which was brutal. The only things I know of it was Hangman Adam Page went for the John Moxley, I'm going to hang you over the rope spot. The image of Hangman Adam Page just bloodied and on after the match and just sprawled in defeat. And MJF in the Terry Funk inspired ring gear. A brutal match, really brutal. Fantastic match and a fantastic closer to AEW Revolution, one of the big five pay-per-views, for AEW. And I think this is history as well. It was the first ever AEW PLE to air on their streaming platform, My AEW, which launched on March 9th, 2026. So that would have been the first ever PLE to air on My AEW, which is pretty solid. Not bad going for AEW. The future for the company, it's going well. There's some matches I think announced for Dynamite. I'm sure there was a rematch between Toni Storm and Marina Shafir. Who knows where they're going to lead heading into Dynasty, which is going to air on April 12th. I think that's just going to be like a B pay-per-view before they get to Double or Nothing, which is their WrestleMania in some ways. I always think All In's their WrestleMania and Double or Nothing's their SummerSlam, or their equivalent to Royal Rumble, etc. But yeah, who knows? AEW, though, they're doing quite well. All things considered, Revolution was pretty damn solid, bar the return of Ronda Rousey, but you had the likes of Edge, Christian, Will Ospreay, and Kenny Omega all coming back, and some really brutal matches as well, especially the Texas Death Match. But yeah, the next time you'll hear my voice is going to be 8 p.m. March 19th. Set your alarm. Tell your babe, boyfriend, girlfriend, I don't give a fuck. Just tell anyone. Tell your mum, tell your dad, tell your dog, tell your cat. Tell the world, scream it from the top of your lungs, saying that Goddess Kira is live on Twitch and she's going to be streaming again as part of the Stream-A-Thon. Day 19, All Elite Wrestling, Fight Forever. And it's going to be really good because I'm going to be doing a lot of commentary for it. The first proper commentary streams of entirely vocal. It may be good, it may be shit. But we're going to have fun either way. So I really do hope you all tune in for AEW Fight Forever on the 19th of March at 8 p.m. UK Standard Time. In fact, I'll also give a few time zones as well for you whilst I'm live. So yes, it will air 12 a.m. GMT, but that's not just all. It will also be airing at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, I highly recommend tuning in if you can. Whether you catch this, whether you catch it live on Twitch, or you catch the VOD on my YouTube channel, Goddess_Kira. I just hope you enjoy.